in its heyday, everybody watched The Tonight Show.
There's no reason unless you're watching it that night to then go find it like later, right? Like what
Yeah,
we were
that's a
talking about,
great point.
like we were talking about with Vincenzo last week, right? Sports is like the perfect sit down type of events and shows. Late night used to be one of those things, right? A lot of creators are starting to create content specifically for those mediums, and late shows haven't really converted into that, right? Like they would have to
Right,
be creating specific content for YouTube or for TikTok.
right. Which yeah, which like James Corden and Jimmy Fallon have been able to tap into that, right? They how Carpool Karaoke from James Corden became a spinoff. For Jimmy Fallon, it was what the lip sync battle that became a spinoff, and like those, I think those have had their success in those
Hmm.
mediums, right? But it didn't make their shows
Hmm.
like they didn't reinvent those shows, right?
Right.
They reinvented new content formats,
Hmm.
new spin-offs, new bits, and they were funny, entertaining, and they still are, but James Corden's show is gone now.
Hmm.
Um, Nobody is watching the Tonight Show for the influential interview, right? Sorry to Jimmy Fallon, but he's kind of famously known for being a terrible interviewer,
Hmm.
right? But he is good at bits. He's a
Yeah.
funny guy. Like I think a lot of
Sure. I mean, he got
the
that from SNL, right? Like that's his whole
totally,
thing now is
yeah,
he's
that's
kind
his
of taken
thing.
that model
Yeah,
into his show.
yeah.
Um,
But it's basically become content. Like
right.
it's like they're just creating
Well, but that's
content.
the whole point, right? Where it's
Yeah,
like it's bite size and it's
yeah.
easy to view. It's gotta, stick to it, and you can just kind of like record that content and have that be separate to like the interview and everything that's happening, right? Like we were talking about in, these previous podcasts about how movie stars and movie promotional content is being created these days. And so that's kind of, I feel like, part of like the vicious cycle of like now all these shows are losing their relevance and
Yeah.
don't have the influence that they had.
They don't. And it's also just not as interesting as it
Hmm.
used to be. We are all watching our niche creators, influencers, whatever. We're all consuming the other content that we have on our list.